If you want to be a Democrat, great. No one's stopping you, but you have to pay reparations.
Alicia, Powe reporting with Excluded Media, and I'm here with Brandon Straka at CPAC 2019. Brandon, why did you come to CPAC this year?
Wait, you're one of the few people who gets my name right on the first try. Do you know that?
It's Straka.
That was impressive. Like, usually I have to be like, it's just a strike, you know. No, okay, why did I come to CPAC? I'm speaking.
Oh, well, what are you going to talk about?
Right, so they're having me speak tomorrow morning, a couple hours before the President of the United States is going to speak. And I'm speaking about the Walkway campaign and kind of my own conversion story. And it's quick. They have a lot of speakers, so I have just a little time to kind of blurt out the story. So I'm going to be speaking tomorrow morning. And then I would have come anyway, even if I wasn't speaking, because, you know, this is my first CPAC as a conservative. And I wanted to see what it was all about. And I'm really glad I did, because what I'm finding is that despite what I think the traditional sort of opinion has been of CPAC in the past, this CPAC seems to have a broad spectrum of diversity, of different types.
Wait, it's so racist here. What are you talking about? Well, everyone's a racist.
It's always racist everywhere you go, but until you got here, it wasn't racist at all. No. No, I mean, obviously there's like every type of person here, you know, and I mean, the energy's great. Everybody's really happy, and everyone's having a great time. No one's wearing a white hood or has a pitchfork, it's great.
You know what I find, Brandon? When I talk to people who are loyal Democrats, they've never even met a conservative or Republican. I was able to convince them that we need a wall and that socialism's bad. Do you think there's a prime opportunity for people like yourself and conservatives to go and convert this mindset, this liberal mindset?
I do, and the good news is that the Democrats and the liberal media are doing half the work for us. It just seems like everything keeps getting pushed further and further, more left, more extreme, more fringe. Whether it's that, you know, now we have bills where you can have an abortion, like as you're dilating, be rushed to the hospital.
How do they justify it? Democrats saying that you should basically be able to kill newborn baby.
The way they justify it is by saying that you're trying to infringe on the rights of women. And this is something that, as a liberal, that I never understood, and now it's like glaringly clear to me. It's how they use identity and oppression and victimhood to get away literally with murder. You know, by saying, oh, but I'm a woman, it's my body, it's my right, it's my choice, it's whatever. It's like, girl, you're dilating. That's a human being coming out of you. It's not your body anymore, sweetie. That's, you know. But that's how they do that. That's how they get away with it. And that's what they do with everything. They call a wall racist. They say that, I mean, as if it's only white people who want the wall. I mean, the people who are most disproportionately affected by illegal immigration are low-income African Americans and low-income Hispanic people. And those are the people, demographically, statistically, they want the wall too, you know?
And they're also, the Democrats are now calling for reparations. And it's funny because it's ironic, since they instituted Jim Crow, they are the party of the Ku Klux Klan. Should they be paying the reparations?
That's an excellent point. And actually, I would support that proposal. All Democrats have to pay reparations. I think that's a good, if you want to be a Democrat, great. No one's stopping you, but you have to pay reparations. Yeah. Kevin Jackson wants, here, come here, I owe this guy money. Come on, you want the reparations. Yeah, no, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Kevin, is it ludicrous? Can he get in on this? I want to hear from an authentic black man.
79% swear it's on my ancestry DNA.
Kevin, why is it?
Just by looking.
What do you think about the Democrats demanding reparations now? Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris's grandmother owned slaves in Jamaica. So the idea that there's going to be reparations, Kamala Harris needs to pay reparations first before she demands it. And by the way, this man here looks white. He's 13% black. He won't admit it. So he would have to give money back. Look, it is so crazy when you think about the heterogeneous nature of people now. Brandon may be X% white, but he might be a percentage black. I know I'm 21% white, so do I get my full check or do I got to give a rebate? It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. And what about Elizabeth Warren? I mean, she's got to get some reparations for what they did to her Native American ancestors.
But
that's
1,000%.
Yeah, that's like 0.003 cents on the dollar.
That's their main card, the race card.
The race card. Yeah.
Well, if there's anybody that understands the politics of the left, you were politics of the left, right?
You can say it.
Okay, so he's a reformed Democrat, right?
I am too.
You are as well. And see, I think the bigger question is...
Walkaway man? Yes.
I think
Doing an interview.
Doing an interview. I think the bigger... I don't think the microphone in our face was enough of a clue. Look, I think that, asking you guys what it took and your movement, the walkaway movement, is what people need, because that's the crux of it. People walk up and they go, "Were you ever a Democrat? When did you convert?" I go, "I didn't." So I don't have the mentality to say this is what did it for me.
Yeah.
I can tell you, understanding my history made me go, I would never be a Democrat. These people have co-opted this idea that they're, the intolerant one, so I know I would never be. But I'm curious as to, you started a movement that is growing and growing and growing. Look at it grow now. But, what do you think it is? You had a catharsis. What is it that you're hearing from all the people that are now following you? What is that catharsis?
Well, this is kind of what we were just talking about a minute ago, which is that one really great thing about, what we're doing in this movement with Walkaway is that the Democrats are actually doing half the work for us, because, it's like whether it's Kavanaugh, we had a huge second wind of testimonials come into our campaign because of Kavanaugh, just alone. Jussie Smollett says, you're a reporter, you're supposed to be neutral. It
was a joke, though.
It was a joke. No, Jussie Smollett, a hoax. Jussie Smollett comes out with this outlandish story. Those of us on the right said something's not right here, and immediately we start getting called racists and bigots and all these things for simply saying, look, there are holes in this story. But people, with every time something like this happens and the media conflates it and everything gets huge and blown out of proportion, and then it ends up being a lie, or it's just something immoral, the late-term abortion bill, things like this. People are waking up. It's waking people up more and more and more all the time. I love people like you. I think, any of us who are minorities, in the conservative movement, who can continue to speak out and wake people up and get more and more people to see that they're being taken advantage of by the Democratic Party, it's organically growing on its own.
But let me ask you this. So their hatred of us has always been that glue that's kept us together.
Yeah.
So do you see that sort of dissipating now, that, okay, you're killing babies, you're putting hoaxes together?
You're right.
Is that sort of melting the glue?
For the people who have not, yeah, all the time. Yeah, absolutely, all the time. That's what I'm saying. Like, every time something gets pushed a little bit further and a little bit further, I always say it's sort of like we're trying to grab the people, if you imagine like the tide coming in, we're trying to grab the people who are coming in with the tide, because those ones are clear out in the middle of the ocean, they're not there yet, they're not ready. The far extreme leftists, the people with the pink hair and the nose rings, who are, throwing blood on people's face and acid and whatever, they need a little more time. But the ones who are getting pushed further and further to the edge, to the center, we're grabbing them because they're like, I don't recognize this party anymore. I don't recognize this movement. Yeah.
You want to tell us about anything else that you're up to, and where can we follow you?
I am on Life, Liberty, and Levin Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Fox News for the full hour. I'm Mark Levin's guest. It's going to be amazing. We get to really take a lot of time and talk about Walkaway and talk about the movement and things that are happening. Right after that, we're doing a re-release of our documonial film, The Great Awakening, Breaking the Chains of the Democratic Party. If people go to youtube.com/walkaway campaign, they can watch our movie, The Great Awakening, Breaking the Chains of the Democratic Party. It's an incredible 35-minute short film telling the walkaway testimonial stories of 20 Black Americans. It's incredible.